SoFi has seen some interesting price action over the last couple of days. Let's talk about where I think this stock could be headed, my personal thoughts on it, and a lot more. Make sure to watch to the very end of this video so you don't miss any of my analysis on SoFi. Like the video, subscribe, but let's get right into this video. Alrighty guys, here we are with SoFi Technology. We're sitting at $15.44 per share, just down about 1.05% the last intraday trading session that we were looking at. Now SoFi had a beautiful run to start the day up to about 0.14 cents, about 13 cents in profit there as far as the overall gain, but it couldn't hold those levels and kind of downtrended the rest of the day. We'll get into more detailed technical analysis, at least on the stock, in the later part of this video. We always do that with either TradingView and then we'll look at that, of course. But what I really want to talk about is this. Now, a lot of people talk about SoFi as a, I don't know, there's a lot of speculation with this stock. And this is, of course, a growth stock, one that a lot of people are looking forward to and have a lot of hype for. And I understand why. It's continuing to expand their business model at a rapid rate. The fundamentals of this company are solid. I love what they're doing in the personal finance kind of space, as well as trying to kind of digitize and modernize, of course, modern banking. I think it's a great thing that they're doing, and I think that they're doing it relatively stylishly and good. So what I want to read though with this article though, because a lot of people I think look at these stocks the wrong way. A lot of people look at these stocks as traders and not as investors, right? We all know that of course there is a big difference between trading and investing. If you are an investor, you are likely buying things and holding them for a long time. If you're trading something, you're buying it short term, you're swing trading, you're doing whatever it is you do, you're swing trading, day trading, options trading, whatever it might be. It's short term, right? Investing is much more long term, and I think that this article doesn't kind of keep that in mind, and I think it still comes from a good place, and I still think that there is a good amount of constructive criticism in this article, and that's of course why I'm going to read it and give my own opinion on it, but we're just going to get right into it. Let's talk about it. So expect more underwhelming performance for SoFi shares. A SoFi Technology stock fall back to around $15 per share. Is now the time to buy? Not really, says this article. Over a long enough time frame, entering a position in the fintech company shares right now could end up being a highly profitable move, assuming of course that it becomes the next PayPal or Square. Even so, that doesn't mean that there's an urgent need to rush out and buy it today. More likely than not, the stock will deliver underwhelming returns in the months ahead. Why? The negative factors have been weighing down on growth stocks. First, the risk that a hike in interest rates will result in a valuation contraction for richly priced names such as this one. Second, showing economic growth could be another risk for shares. If today's booming economy takes a breather, it may be tough for SoFi to deliver the blockbuster quarterly results investors expect from it. With the possibility of it languishing at $15 per share, or worse yet, falling to $10 per share, what is the best move hasn't changed in the past month. If you're still bullish on it, take your time when it comes to entering a position. Wow, I messed up the reading a little bit there. Sorry about that, but basically, it seems that what this article is kind of trying to state and say is that SoFi might have some more downward pressure or more downward movement coming soon. Now, I agree with the 2 points about, of course, the hike or possible hike in interest rates that we could see, to kind of combat inflation and the fears of inflation, and of course, the issue with kind of just everything being very overvalued right now in the stock market. There's a big reason why, I've been very careful with my investments that I've made lately. I've been very careful with what I'm buying. I actually bought SoFi a couple of days ago at about $15.14. Now it has recovered a little bit since then and it has gone a little bit higher, but again, it's entirely possible that what they're saying in this article could possibly come true and it could happen. But I'd like to put the big emphasis, of course, on possibly, right? The fact that if SoFi could go down to $10 as an investor, because I believe in this company fundamentally and even technically, of course, I'm not worried about that. What I'm more worried about is having enough money to buy more shares, because you see, with SoFi, I've always believed in this company, at least fundamentally. Looking at it, just all of the metrics that they can put up is incredible. The quarterly earnings results that they're expecting to see, by the end of this year, over stacking all the quarters against each other. I'm really looking forward to seeing that, because I think they're really going to do a great job. And again, with growth stocks, especially ones like this, it's patience that pays. Patience pays off at the end of the day, right? And for me, I have patience. I'm willing to wait till the valuation of this stock makes more sense, and I am willing to buy more if this stock does pull back. And I wouldn't be surprised if it pulled back. Now, I'm not saying this is 100% going to happen. I think that honestly, 15 is about around support, as close to support as you can get. And if it does go lower, then I'm going to buy more. And that's my mantra, my kind of mindset that I have with most growth stocks or most stocks that I have high conviction for. I'm willing to take those losses on, short term. That's why I started small, right? With SoFi, I didn't buy too many shares to begin with to start my position out because I didn't want to over leverage myself into a position and risk, if it does pull back, lose a significant portion of the value of my position. I've only have, a couple of shares, and then I'm going to average down, of course, more if it does go further down. And if it goes up, well, we'll see. I'll see what the technicals look like. I'll see what the RSI looks like, and we'll make a move from there. In the rest of this article, that's what it talks about. It just kind of gives reasons why. It's the high valuation. They say that SoFi had such a crazy run in a short amount of time that it could pull back. I do kind of disagree with that. Again, I think SoFi has been holding very steady at 15, around $14 to $12, in the level. It has pulled back massively since its actual last run that we saw up to the 20 level. And again, I wouldn't doubt that it would run again. And there's end of the year price targets at $30. Again, I like this stock overall. I think that this stock has a lot of potential. And I think that overall, as long as you're patient and you're willing to wait out the things that are going on with the stock, I think it might be, we'll see what happens, right? It's all up in the air. And of course, none of these videos are financial advice, guys. I'm not telling you to invest in anything. These are my own personal strategies. This is my own personal investing risk tolerance and everything that I do. When I say, I think I want to invest in this stock, of course, I'm referring to myself and referring to, wanting to invest in the stock. And you do not have to do that, and you should not do that. You should do your own research and due diligence and consult with an actual person if you choose to do so before making any kind of investment, guys. We make these videos to hopefully bring information and our own opinions to light because I think they're of value, and I think there's something that a lot of people can learn from hearing different voices in the space talk about these types of things. Now, just to wrap this video up and talk about some other stuff, here we are with the technical analysis. We're on TradingView with SoFi Technologies. This is the last trading session that we saw. Traded pretty tight most of the day, not a lot of large moves in price, except for here right in the beginning of the market. And that's a very common theme that you're going to see with most stocks, of course, if you're not familiar with the stock market altogether. About an hour and maybe even an hour or two into market open, usually large moves in price are very common in the upward direction or the downward direction. It's very common to see this type of movement, especially if it's a calm day with no real news of any sort. And then it kind of tends to stabilize for the rest of the day as buyers and sellers either take profits or take losses, or we have more people buying in or more people selling. And as you can see here, very tight consolidation pattern for the most of the day. The previous day we saw that, and of course we are on a bit of a downtrend here, but it is starting to stabilize and kind of curve down into the upward direction. RSI is really kind of all over the place. We're in the middle right here as far as the 1 day goes. Again, not super oversold like we were here in this pre-market session, which is kind of crazy. And the MACD is really just too close to call at this level. We can pull out a little bit more here so we can see that pullback from the 20s level that we talked about not too long ago, up to the 16, 17, all the way up there. And then as you can see here, it's pulled back significantly since then. Now, whether or not I think this stock still has value, of course I do. I've just said it for multiple times that I'm a really big believer in the stock long term. And I think it's a great growth play that I'm really looking forward to put more money in if I get the opportunity to buy at more discounted levels, like we saw here at the 14 level, 15 level, all around here. I'm going to be keeping a very close eye on SoFi, guys, and I hope you guys are as well. But other than that, guys, that is pretty much it for SoFi. I hope I've earned your thumbs up today. Please like the video, subscribe if you're new, hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video like this. If you guys want to join our private Discord, check out our Patreon link in the description below. But other than that, guys, that is all I have for you guys today. I'm Kyle of Finance Bro. Take it easy.